Synchronization. 1, 2, 3. Okay. November, December, and January are three of the most jam-packed, exciting months to be a sports fan. It is pretty much the only 3 months where both the NFL and NBA season are in full swing. Right now, we're basically dead in the middle of that 3-month stretch heading into January, where there is playoff NFL football and some very exciting NBA action. We just wrapped up the in-season tournament where the Lakers won, and next week is the final week of the NFL season. Things are getting pretty exciting in both leagues. I haven't made a YouTube video really since like 2022 in January. We're about to be in January 2024 as of tomorrow. So, with all that being said, today I'm analyzing similarities between the NBA and the NFL. Really eerie similarities, considering that it's 2 different leagues and 2 different sports. These are the 2 biggest pro sports leagues in our country. However, they have some similarities and differences. They both have 30 teams. The NFL has 32 teams. They both are divided into 2 conferences, the East and West for the NBA, the AFC and NFC for the NFL, and the champions of those 2 conferences fight in the championship every single year to determine that year's champion. There's a big celebration and a parade, draws millions of viewers, all this and that. You guys know the deal with these sports leagues. There are some similarities and storylines between the 2 leagues though that I just can't get over. And here are 4 of them in today's video. One of the things that is so similar between the NFL and the NBA is the fact that there are 2 teams in Los Angeles. One of them is really shitty and they've acquired some really good talent and they're wasting it. And the way these 2 teams are wasting their talent is so similar, it's not even funny. You know exactly what teams I'm talking about, the LA Clippers and LA Chargers. So here's why it's so similar. In 2019, in the offseason, in the summer, the Los Angeles Clippers acquired Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. They built their team through free agency. Kawhi Leonard is a generational talent. He's won 2 NBA Finals MVPs and 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Since 2019, when this duo is healthy and they play together, they are the 2nd most winning team in the NBA. Their win percentage is 68. They win 68% of their games when they're healthy. If that was a full record, they would be the 2nd best team in the NBA in that span. That's a man's jam. Now, in the offseason of 2020, the Los Angeles Chargers acquired Justin Herbert. And since then, he has thrown for the 2nd most yards in the league.
Herbert fires, caught inside the 30 goes Mike Williams. Herbert firing, and it is going to be caught in the end zone by the big.
You understand the similarity here? These generational talents for both of these Los Angeles teams are, in some ways, you could say the 2nd best at what they do. Kawhi and PG, they're the 2nd most winning team in the NBA since they joined the Clippers. Justin Herbert, he is thrown for the 2nd most yards in the league since entering the Chargers. Anyway, here's the thing though. These 2 teams kind of get made fun of because they've never won championships. They're kind of like known as like the little brother to the other teams in Los Angeles. The situation in the modern day is such a clear example of why that is. Even though Justin Herbert of the Chargers has thrown for the 2nd most yards in the league since entering, the Chargers only rank 15th in wins. That is lower in that span than the Browns, the Steelers, and the Colts, and a bunch of other teams. It's pretty embarrassing if you ask me. All of this is made so much worse considering the fact that the other LA teams have won championships in this decade. The Lakers won in October of 2020. The Rams won in February. They won the Super Bowl in 2022. In 2019/2020, superstars entered the LA teams, like generationally talented superstars, and they couldn't figure out a way to win with them. Their playoffs have been embarrassing. Their regular seasons have been embarrassing. But when you look at the talent on the rosters, they've been like at the upper echelon of the league in terms of what they can do and what they're capable of. I swear to God, the Chargers and the Clippers, they're just the same team, copied from one league to the other. Y'all want to know what other two teams are just like ridiculously similar, even though they're in a different league and a different sport? Those teams are the Boston Celtics and the San Francisco 49ers. Ever since 2018, either the Niners or the Celtics have made an appearance in their respective conference championship. In 2018, the Celtics did. In 2019, the 49ers did, and they made it all the way to the Super Bowl. In 2020, it was the Celtics. 2021, it was the 49ers. And then in 2022 and 2023, they both made the conference championship of their league both times. And the Celtics made the finals in 2022. And then the Niners obviously lost to the Rams and lost to the Eagles in back-to-back years in the NFC title game in 2022 and 2023. Okay, that's not just it though. Like in 2017, the Boston Celtics drafted their franchise superstar, Jason Tatum, who individually leads the league in wins since entering the league. Yes, Jason Tatum is the individual with the most wins since entering the league in 2017. And get this, the Boston Celtics, since 2018, between then and now, have been the #1 defensive team. They have had the best overall defensive rating in that span. They have also had a top 5 offensive rating in that span. Since 2018, there are only 3 teams in the NBA to have a top 5 offensive rating and a top 5 defensive rating. For the NBA, it's the Boston Celtics, Utah Jazz, and the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, get this. Since 2019, the 49ers are one of 2 teams to be top 5 in offensive points per game and defensive points allowed per game. I'm telling y'all, it's the same script. These 2 teams are basically top 5 in both offense and defense, but they just can't get over the hump. They keep making repeated conference championship appearances, and both teams have even made a trip to the championship game since drafting their superstars in about 2017, 2018. Will they win championships in 2023? I genuinely think the 49ers will. Boston Celtics, I don't know yet. It's pretty far out from now. But literally, it's like they're just so close. But if you're a fan of one of these teams, it probably feels like you're so far because you keep getting right there, and then you're just not there. Like the Celtics had a 2-1 lead in the finals and blew it. The Niners had like a 10-point lead in the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl and they blew it. What's also similar and fascinating is that these are 2 like really historically dominant teams. The 49ers have like 5 Super Bowls, which is one of the most among all NFL teams. The Boston Celtics, I'm pretty sure, are either tied for the most or have the second most NBA championships in league history. They're looking for success in the 2020s. And so far, they have not found it in ways they know they're capable of. It's the same script copied from one league to the other. I'm telling you. Anyway, the third similarity between the 2 leagues, and this one's going to be quick. In 2023, it feels like you have some of the greatest draft prospects ever making their way into the pros. Obviously, in the NBA, you have Victor Wembanyama, who has shown so much promise, yet has not led to many wins within the Spurs organization. And Caleb Williams, of course, has showed tons of promise as well. He's not in the pros yet, but if you look at what people have said on Twitter, online, people are hyping these draft prospects up as like franchise saviors. A lot of Bears fans think Caleb Williams could come in and create offense like the Bears have never seen before. A lot of Spurs fans think that Victor Wembanyama is going to be the next Tim Duncan. Again, you see the same script is just happening in both leagues. Generationally hyped talents are coming into the pros. Now, before coming into the NBA, Victor Wembanyama has won the Best Young Player Award 3 times. He's won the Best Scorer Award, the Best Defending Award. He's won a league MVP and a championship in the EuroLeague. Before entering the NFL, Caleb Williams has won a Heisman, an AP College Football Player of the Year award, and he has broken the record for the most touchdowns scored in a single season at USC. This is pretty incredible stuff for these very young men to do before entering the pros. And this is one of those things where we'll have to see how it plays out to see if there's a similar story between these 2 draft prospects in their respective leagues. But I think it's just interesting how 2 of the most hyped prospects are pretty much coming out 1 year apart from each other in the NBA and the NFL. Last, but certainly not least, the 4th thing that I have found eerily similar between the NFL and the NBA is the trajectory of the greatest players of all time in the sports. Tom Brady and LeBron James. Their path in the 2010s was like so... They went like bar for bar in the 2010s with championships. It's so crazy. In 2016, they both pulled off some of the greatest comebacks. Not some of the greatest comebacks. They both pulled off the greatest comeback that their sports have ever seen. Nobody has ever come back down 3-1 in the finals besides that Cavaliers team, and nobody has ever come back down 25 points in the Super Bowl besides that Patriots team. 2016, Game 7 of the NBA Finals. It was the third most watched NBA game of all time. And the Super Bowl in 2016 between the Falcons and the Patriots, it was the fifth most watched NFL game of all time. Anyway, y'all, my camera just died, but fuck it, I'm gonna finish this recording. So they pull out their comebacks in their respective sports, obviously. However, what they proceeded to do with their careers is also extremely similar. So similar that it's like crazy. In 2018, LeBron James moved to the Los Angeles Lakers. He pretty much instantly won a championship there during the COVID season. Before LeBron James got there, the Lakers were in one of their worst stretches of basketball that we've ever seen. Post-Kobe and pre-LeBron, this was a terrible stretch of basketball for the LA Lakers. They only won 38% of their games between 2012 and 2018. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they've just been the worst franchise in the NFL, like pretty much up until Tom Brady arrived. After LeBron arrived in LA, their record became incredibly improved. They started winning 53% of their games. When Tom Brady arrived in Tampa, their record also dramatically improved. They won 64% of their games with Tom Brady. These two superstars pulled off the most incredible comebacks in the history of the sport, then 4 years later migrated to a new team in a warm climate and won a championship during the pandemic. They dramatically improved the franchises that they arrived to, and it instantly created a championship culture there. I'm telling y'all, it's just the same script copied from one league to another. They have the same script writers. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Leave a like.